All right, let's get started. My name is Joe Doeg, and this is the practice for my final presentation for IMS 452. Let's begin. Oops. Okay, so the overview for my plan is the branding and social media plan for Evan Bundy, a friend of mine who is a musician, as he attempts to rebrand himself as a solo act and promote the upcoming release of his debut EP. So far, I've done some design work including creating a logo, which you see on the top there, as well as establishing a screen name or stage name for him, which we settled with Wolfgang Bundy after some thought. Below is a banner photo for social medias that you can find. It also sort of ties into the cover design for the EP, which I will move on to thusly. This is the cover of the physical CDs. Currently, they are not made because the music itself has not been created. That has been one of the challenges of this project thus far, is not actually having any content to put out there to completely enact my social media plan or my design schemes, but this has been approved by him and will be the EP cover when it is created. This is a promotional poster. This is the first iteration. I am not a graphic designer, but I am planning on doing at least one more iteration for this before the final, so I'd love to hear any feedback on that. When I was asking him about sort of what things that he was inspired by and things he thought looked cool, a lot of it was space related and night sky related, as well as waves. So I thought incorporating a beach sort of at night with this sort of space theme in the sky would be a cool thing to do. For the EP, it sort of looks aesthetically cool and I'm proud of it. The majority of my work has been done on the social media plan. I understand that this needs to look a little bit better, and that's something I'm going to work on as well. But I just wanted to get the core content done. This right here is an audience overview. The brand of music that he makes is sort of an indie alt-rock type deal. And so I went and found some information on demographics with him then, and just sort of the target ages that he should target and that will help him grow his music. Some sort of motivation there. I put some famous indie and alt-rock bands that have come out of the Cincinnati, Ohio, and Northern Kentucky areas, as well as I located some local influencers that could help potentially support and promote his music. The big ones within them are Cincinnati Magazine and Cincinnati City Beat, both of which do profiles on local artists and musicians. The Bundys is going to be incredibly helpful. Those are his three older siblings who are in a successful band out of Nashville currently. They were on The Voice, and they made it pretty far, but I believe they were just eliminated. As well as I went ahead and created some buyer personas. On the left there is Lily. She is a college student and would probably be the most highly targeted demographic for this. Eric there on the right is a sort of secondary demographic, sort of the kind of person I envision that would also enjoy this type of music and sort of an up-and-coming artist. Here we go with the individual platform plans. Facebook is going to mainly be used as just sort of the very basics, the bare bones of the whole thing, with just mainly big announcements, dates, videos, pictures of events and stuff like that, polls, some not likely though. Going to be used also mainly to RSVP for concerts or private shows, something along those lines. The reason being for that is that it's just more of an older demographic, and the people that use Facebook don't really fit what we're attempting to target here. Instagram does, however, that's going to be used a lot for name recognition and promotion. Sort of similarly to Facebook, but with more of a sort of artistic and creative approach as opposed to the formal one that's going to go on Facebook. Mainly, I'm just going to try to use the Instagram to establish him not as just a person, as a social profile, but instead establish it as more of a professional musician type deal, sort of add credibility to this entire thing that we're trying to do here, as well as engage with the audience and fan base and sort of hear some of their feedback. Twitter is that's going to mainly be run by him, I believe. It is going to be used mostly as sort of like a diary and personal thing. That's where he can sort of showcase his personality a little bit more, some humor, other interests along those. That's also going to be great and easy to engage with fans and sort of grow the personal recognition there. Um, I came up with some sort of message examples for Twitter. But like I said, that's going to be more of a diary, day-to-day stuff off his head, keeping updates and everything. YouTube is actually probably going to be the most important out of all of these, as it is the largest streaming service, technically, for music. Um, as well as covers and performances, just to sort of showcase his talents. So then after that, I went through and did some research on some sort of basic social media's do's and don'ts. This is sort of so I can leave him with something to work with once I'm no longer as hands-on with this project. The main do's are sort of to make your bio count in terms of adding links. Tagging people is incredibly important, just so there's more instances and opportunity for people to see your content. Um, as well as engagement. You want to engage positively and frequently with your fans and non-fans alike. Um, Try to avoid negativity and sort of give them a opportunity to engage and contribute to the overall process of making music. Don'ts was mainly don't be negative, don't be fake. That's people can sense it if you're sort of lying through your teeth about things. Excessively posting is dangerous, although it is important to frequently post. That's sort of a difficult line to tread and one that you have to learn by trial by fire, pretty much. Grammar and spelling is important when you're first establishing themselves, although based off of my research on very established artists, it becomes less important, and then it's more important to be a little bit more genuine and real. But it is important to sort of establish credibility as a professional. And don't be needy too. Don't be begging for likes, retweets, follows along those lines. People don't like that. Musicians, especially, are supposed to come off as these cool sort of artists that don't care about anything else and just their sort of own artistic visions. So it's important for them to keep that persona online as well. Then I came up with these plan of actions for sort of the days before the EP release. After doing some research and stuff, I sort of came along the realization that the promotional thing should not be more than 7 days because people are going to lose interest and forget about it, considering the fact that he doesn't really have a big fan base at all. So I came up with two campaign options right now. One I call the slow release, which is sort of releasing bits and pieces of the promotional materials that I made, as well as audio from some of his songs throughout a 7 day span. On the seventh day, releasing the EP itself, just to sort of gradually ease people into it and sort of gain some sort of excitement from close family and friends. They can share those kinds of things, especially if the Bundys have a big following, so getting them to share all these would definitely help over a 7 day period of time. Um, the second one I came up with was sort of like an inspiration thing. This is where he would go through and share with people artists and music that have influenced the EP, and then he would finally drop that on the seventh day. This is sort of just to give people a general idea, generalization of what they can expect with the EP, what they can look forward to, sort of his overall style and everything, as well as share good music and sort of create an engagement there. That's the last page of the inspiration plan. So that's where I'm at right now. Any and all suggestions I would love to hear. Thank you very much.